You talk about records, music is something that my daughter and I and my partner now, we bond over it, and we bond over a lot of pop music because there's no way in hell my daughter will ever, willingly listen to any of the stuff that I like, maybe one day, but no, that's, eh, the whole being able to bond through records, through movies, through all that stuff, it's like it's so much fun. And regardless of what it is, I mean, I've become a Taylor Swift fan by default because all the women in my life either have been or are whatever. So female pop music has been instrumental, no pun intended, in the relationships that I hold dear.
And I got no shade to throw on Taylor Swift, like, as a
It's hard
business
to.
person,
Yeah.
badass, screw that guy, gonna, like,
Yeah.
get my masters back, like,
Yeah.
when I heard she, like, was training for her, her tour, she'd, like, run on the treadmill and sing her
Sing her.
3-hour show. I'm like, "You're like a
Yeah,
professional friggin' athlete, like, that's incredible."
it really is. Yeah, she's something, and it's funny. I've gotten to the point now where I've become like defensive and about Taylor Swift, and like people will kind of throw shade at her and talk shit. And I think that she's a really hard worker. I think that yeah, I mean, she has her flaws, I guess, as a celebrity or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I respect her, and I think that she's done a lot. She's paved the way for a lot of like really cool music and really cool artists, and she has good taste too, I think.
Yeah, I mean, and, I'll say, like, the Folklore album and what's the other one, Evermore, that she did with the guy
Yeah,
from The National,
the
like, those are
National. Yeah,
lovely. Those are, like,
yeah.
pretty great records and just show this other side of her. I'm like, "Oh, you're a hell of a songwriter," like, behind all the sort of
Yeah.
performance, like, there's some great songs there.
Some of them sound like straight up songs by the National. I mean, I remember like when I first heard some of those songs, I was like, these could easily be like on Trouble Will Find Me or something. Like they, yeah, no, I that was a real turning point when she worked with them because through my drinking years and non-drinking years, married years, non-married years, the National was such an anchor for me, and like really like definitive in my life. I mean, I think they're kind of like, a little bit boring now, but yeah, that band, I mean, that collaboration was huge because it kind of forced me to like, I don't know, had the similarities between me and people that love Taylor Swift were much more in line.
It I was just I don't know, it was over the summer. It was like listening to a podcast or reading. Do you know Amanda Petrusich? She's the music writer for The New Yorker, or one of them. And
Yes.
she wrote a profile of them, and she was on a podcast, and she was talking about the death, like, her husband died really young, like,
Oh
when
man.
her kid was, like, under 1 year old, and they were talking about, like, sad ass music, and The National was, like, high on the list,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I can't remember what tour I saw them on, but they were great live, like, and it was
Yeah. They
still when
really are.
Matt was, like, going in the crowd.
Yep. Yep. I remember when that
Yeah,
started. Yeah.
I think he's retired that part of his program as he's gotten older, but it was an incredible show, but,
He still actually does go in the crowd. We saw them last summer, and it was at a big, like, amphitheater, and he was in there. He was in there for, I think, every show on that tour at one point, so he's I don't know if it's the white wine or what, but he's all about it, and more power to him.
longest speaker wire ever for his mic. Like, he does not use
Yeah,
a wire. I'm like, "That
he
dude's got a
doesn't.
long wire on that microphone."
His roadies are very much like they know what to do. I've always noticed that, yeah.
They
It's
probably
it's pretty
practice,
wild.
like,
Yeah.
winding that thing. It's probably
I
like
mean,
a
that could
whole
be
segment of tour prep.
I can't imagine that could be such a catastrophe if it goes wrong, but yeah, it hasn't, it's
Yeah.
pretty impressive.